Don't forget to check out and order your copy of our latest book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. You can find this book on our website at footballgameplan.com/books. We have these available in both paperback and PDF form. Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the Czar of the Playbook, bringing you another edition of Film Session with the Czar, where today we're going to break down a game of quarterback Nash Nance of Hampden, Sydney. Let's get to know Nash Nance and our player profile. He's the quarterback, obviously, 6'4", 220, good size. Compared his game to Blake Bortles, and he graded out as a third-round prospect. Now, he went to the University of Tennessee, then transferred down to Hampden, Sydney, where he went on to complete 60% of his passes, 80 touchdowns, over 9,100 yards, and over 1,000 yards on the ground with 30 rushing touchdowns. 17 came as a junior. Now, the game we're going to watch is versus Emory and Henry, the Wasp. Why? Because head coach Kurt Newsome is a coaching legend in the state of Virginia, both at the high school level and at the college level, and I know he'll put together a good schematic plan to stop the Hampden-Sydney offense, and this, in my opinion, was a good schematic matchup to evaluate. I'm a big fan of the ball placement by Nash Nance on these passes. Nance is dropping these right in the bucket, and the first one is versus cover 2, in between the corner and the safety for the first down while being hit. The second is on the wheel route by another impressive pro prospect and wide receiver Holt Walker. Walker didn't have to break stride and was able to outrun a defensive back to the end zone. These quote-unquote wide open throws are usually the hardest to make for a quarterback. And finally, on this corner route, Nance places the ball perfectly to where Walker doesn't go out of bounds and is able to effectively maintain speed as he turns upfield and accelerates down the sideline for the score. Another area where Nash Nance excels is at seeing the field. The first play, we see Nance work front side to backside, and in doing so, it gave the slot receiver at the top the time to cross the face of the defender and get inside position. Nance sees it and makes a really good throw, and in my opinion, the receiver could have made the play, but the fact that Nance was able to come back to the third read quickly and what could have been a big play was impressive. Next play was a busted coverage by the Wasp. They blitzed off the edge and was outnumbered to that side. Nance stands in the face of pressure and delivers a perfect strike down the hash, getting the Tigers out of a backed up situation. A lot of quarterbacks would have panicked and hit the bubble screen to that side, but Nance identified the void in the defense and made the Wasp pay. On the third play, the Tigers spread the field, and Emory and Henry actually covers this well. Nance didn't panic and take off running. He stayed patient, worked left to right, came to his fourth read, and made the play. Credit the offensive line for the protection and Nance for the patience and also for the field vision to make this a successful play. And finally was my favorite. This was a great eye manipulation by Nance. Hampden-Sydney is running two low crossers with an intermediate in route behind it. The goal is to vacate space, and Nance's eyes moves the backer out of the way, giving him the necessary window to complete the pass. So overall, you do see Nance's ability to see the field, which is an excellent trait to have if you're a quarterback. Nash Nance is a very good athlete. That, along with his throwing skills, is what led me to compare his game to Blake Bortles of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nance throws well on the move and comes out of a pro spread offense at Hampden-Sydney. So you saw a lot of boots, a lot of waggles, even some quarterback leads and power plays because of how good of a runner he is with the football. The athleticism he displays gives you a lot of options as an offensive coordinator. There's also no doubting the toughness of Nash Nance. Multiple times in the games I watched on film, you saw him take shots just like this and still be able to make the throw. This is exactly what you want to see from the quarterback position. One of the many things I notice about Nash Nance is how well he throws the deep ball. He's able to throw with touch and puts the right arc on the football to where the receiver doesn't have to break stride. This is one example of many that shows up on film when you study his game. So to wrap up this film session, Nash Nance does a lot of things very well at the quarterback position. You can tell he was well coached at Hampden-Sydney, and like I always say, whenever I speak about small college prospects, traits translate, and Nance definitely displays Sunday level traits coming out of the Division III ranks.